Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we are back on the second gen Dodge, not that one. Just finishing a no oil undercoat. Now Steve's on his way here, and we've been busy this spring, which is awesome. But we haven't had a chance to even touch the second gen Dodge. As you know, with the fuel issue, and we got it running. I haven't gone beyond that. Running blue power steering line. When I was test driving it, even though the transmission, it like wouldn't move beyond like first gear, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, I'll at least do a burnout. And then now it doesn't move at all. So whatever was just about gone is gone. And we're gonna figure out if we're moving forward with this project. So we've got to get this transmission out of this truck. So yeah, Steve's on his way here so we can dig into this and find out if it's worth moving forward with it. It's always a good time when Steve comes over, right? It's always a good time. All right, here she be. We got air in the tire. We got Steve here. We have got to, again, we don't need to see all this pushing it in the shop. I was hoping we'd be driving it in the shop the second time, but oh well. We're gonna get it in the shop and see if we can get this transmission yanked out and see if it's worth saving. Don't mind the rooster. Tell me you like bobcats without telling me. Bobcats. Which one are we gonna use? We're gonna use this one. Yeah, I know. Alright, here we go, Steve. In motion. See, it's moving. I was pushing this thing in and the mouse ran out. Ran under Steve's truck. Alright, so I'm going to work in here, I guess. And take the boot off and see what we need for the shifter. I'll have Steve put me up in the air and he can kind of look underneath and figure out what we need to do from there. Going up. So Steve's going to work the drive shaft. I'm going to work the boot. And it smells like nasty mice so bad in here. It's not even funny. It's disgusting. But yeah, this is a manual. It's just part of the reason why I wanted this truck. That lever was ridiculously tight. It's hot up here. Metal building. All right, here we go. We got daylight showing through. I'm gonna get out of this cab and help Steve underneath. I promise I'll put more deodorant on this time. All right, Steve's got the front drive shaft in his hand. The rear one's there. It's actually fairly open. We're soaking all the fasteners. And I'm gonna pull this drain plug because I'm really excited. Don't judge me on the fuel filter in the background. See what's going on with that. All right, here goes nothing. This will be good, right? There we go.
Ready?
Uh-oh. Drain plug's not even coming out. Oh, it was definitely chunkage.
There's still on the...
Oh, man.
That's not good.
We'll look at that in a minute.
That's not good.
But the fluid itself doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, the front bit of it did not look good.
Oh, he's so negative.
I'm not negative.
He's got to be optimistic. There's light at the end of this tunnel. Big chunks of gear. That looks...
I'll have to clean them up.
Could be a gear. Ooh, yucky.
This one's just...
Schmeg.
Schmeg.
If I had to guess, the front bearing, which is common in these things, let go. So it's doing this, and it disengaged. All right, we have our exhaust removal tool, and that's how we're gonna do it. All right, so Steve's working on the cross member. I got this out. I'm gonna work on the torque the nuts. Get the nuts real hot so I can hopefully impact them on. Yeah. Okay. Keep it down, Steve. We're working.
Sorry.
The PB Blaster, this stuff, I'm not paid by them, but I would like to be, I guess. Works great. We use it on all our rusty crap. It actually works. The leading tower transmission jack. Whew. All right, almost ready to come out. Steve's gonna lift up on the tail housing here. We're gonna sneak this transmission mount out, and then we're gonna get this cross member out. And what we learned on our 3/4 ton, and I'm sure it's the same way, when you take all the bolts out, which are through the frames, you have nuts over here. Yeah, you Southern boys, don't stop looking at the rust. You're not used to seeing, you don't even know what that is. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna, you actually have to pop one side of this up. Right, yeah, up and like at an angle. It doesn't just drop straight down. It's tapered, believe it or not. The cross member is what I'm talking about. All right, up front here, exhaust is all off, and the studs were actually through bolts, so those will actually just come right out. So we can just take those out of there and put new ones in when the time comes. The starter's out of the way. The little tin plate's gone. So honestly, a couple bolts left up here and the cross member, and I think we can get this down. All right, we actually had to, one of the bolts they put in, of course, is right behind the filter. So we had to drop the filter, and I'm putting it back on temporarily. Yes, this will get an oil change if we figure out if it's gonna actually be worth saving, so. But I don't want to have no filter on it at all, so. All right, Steve's jacking up the transmission jack. We have all the bolts out. We'll probably lower the lift to save him some time and get this thing out of here.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh. All right, she's out. And actually, it wasn't bad. It only took us, I don't know, what? Hour and a half. Not bad. She's out. And first evaluation is, this isn't even engaged in anything. So, yeah. Oh boy. All right, actually got Evan in the shop this morning, volunteered to take the transfer case off the transmission. I don't know if we'll get beyond that, but at least we're gonna get that off of there so we can get into this transmission bomb. All right, so Evan came, put in his 5 minutes and split the transfer case off, which I mean, I guess I technically had to do anyway. And then he took off, so that's where we're at now. Oh, full disclosure, I'm not a transmission guy. I have no idea what I'm doing. So don't, why am I staring at the camera that way? Don't do as I say on this, okay? Don't do that. All right, update. I still ain't got it apart. However, I got it split, started splitting it and pieces of teeth started falling out. That is not good. Then I found out I gotta take the snap ring out of here. There was a dowel pin in the front side they gotta take out of again. Not a direct how to. Now I think the input shaft can go through and pull this apart, I think. All right, so this is good. She split, she came apart, and ooh, ready? Oh, the input shaft completely wiped, and the adjacent shaft here, the gear itself, is gone as well. At first glance, the other stuff looks okay. I see pieces of gear down there. It's all gonna have to come out of here and be disassembled on a bench and see if I need what I need. But at the very least, it looks like this shaft and this shaft. I don't know if one, if they're available, two, what it would cost, three, if it's even worth it. So yeah, I clearly have some work to do to figure out if we're moving ahead with this build. All right, well, I was gonna end the video before we got the transmission apart and be like, we'll let you know what's going on. And I honestly struggled and had to put posts out on on social media, because I couldn't figure out how to get this damn thing apart. Lo and behold, we finally got it apart, and I believe we found the culprit and what we need for parts. All right, so clearly we need the input shaft, which ends here. Then we need this entire secondary shaft. I don't know what it's called, this cluster shaft, but it's one piece. So that'll be interesting to see the cost of that. And I believe the cause of this, and everybody kept telling me it was the input bearing that was bad, that goes bad on these things. So I was shooting for over there. I was shooting for that bearing there, and it feels perfectly fine. However, on the back of the input shaft is what's left of a roller bearing, which was in, I'm guessing, a plastic housing like that, which was gone, disintegrated. That's what went bad, causing this shaft to probably shift from the weight of the gears, taking it out of alignment with these, messing up your teeth, and grenading it. So therefore, it was an input bearing that was bad, that did cause this, so it is the culprit. So I did want to mention that to people that are thinking about, well, maybe it's that bearing. I guess not that one. It's the one on the back half of the input shaft, of course. And I still had to pull everything out because I had to get this shaft out to determine if it was one piece. So we need to order this. We need to order this bearing, a couple bearings, a couple seals. I pulled the seal out of the back as well. So yeah, I don't know the cost yet, but I will let you know. So as always, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. It's another episode of the new Dodge that we haven't named yet as a project because, well, we don't know if we're going to continue with it. Now we got to price out that transmission and find out exactly, is it worth, can I do it for $500? Put it back together, put a clutch in it, and then we continue on with the build that would be awesome. I don't know, and I don't even know what's available for parts because apparently the Dodge stuff is different than the Chevy stuff. Yay. But anyway, thanks for watching, Scott. Flippin Customized. Hit that like and subscribe because it means a lot.